Hey guys, it's April again. Well, today is day 6, and it hadn't been that great a day for me. It's the first day that I've struggled with a couple of things. The first thing was I got on the scale this morning and didn't lose anything. I was the exact same weight as I was yesterday morning. Now, I know from reading pounds and inches and reading all of the message boards and talking to people that you're either losing pounds or you're losing inches. And the problem is, I didn't take measurements before I started the protocol. Honestly, I just didn't want to know. I didn't want it documented. I didn't want to know what my measurements were, so I just didn't do it. And now I'm kind of regretting that. I wish I had, because even though I didn't lose anything today on the scale, I could have taken measurements and possibly lost inches, and I would have had a bright side to my day. So I'm going to do that tonight. As awful as it sounds, and I'm dreading it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And stick it somewhere where nobody will ever see it. It's bad enough that people out there actually know how much I weigh now, and that's horrifying enough. And so my measurements, I really don't really want to even divulge. I don't even want to know. I just do not want to know, but I'm going to do it. Because at least that way, if I'm not losing pounds, I can see if I'm losing inches. And there will be a bright side in there somewhere. Let's see. I have been tired today, which I haven't been for the past 5 days. I have felt bloated and just kind of in a blah mood. Now, I don't think that the HCG has to do with my mood, but I do think that part of it was just that I didn't have good results this morning, or I didn't lose anything. So, and if you don't lose anything, that's a little depressing when you're on a diet. You always want that scale to go down, even though we know that it isn't always going to do that. So it's just been a tougher day for me. I haven't had any hunger pains or been hungry or anything. It still is not a struggle for me. So that's been good. The one good thing about today was the girl that got me interested in this diet. I've talked to her, and I knew she had done the diet, or she's just finishing phase 3, but I hadn't actually seen her. Well, I ran into her today at work. She came in, and she looked amazing, just absolutely amazing. I could not believe it. It was just incredible. And she and I talked for an hour at work, and she was going on and on and on. We discussed the protocol in depth, what I was eating, what I was doing wrong, what her suggestions. She's like a HCG guru now because she's done it. She is living proof that this diet works as long as you stick to the protocol and do not cheat. She didn't cheat at all, and she's walking around in a size 2. Now, she's tiny. She's the same height as I am, maybe an inch taller than me. I have an extremely small bone structure, so I can carry a lot of weight without actually looking like I'm as heavy as I really am. She was the same way. So I don't know if I'll get down to a size 2, but she's just living proof that this works. So we talked about a couple of things. Yesterday I told you about my vitamins. Well, when I discussed it with her, 3 of the vitamins I take are oil-based. She was concerned with that. She actually went to a weight loss clinic, paid the $700 to lose the weight, and she took everything in, all of her lotions, all her makeup, all her vitamins, had them look at everything. They told her what she could and couldn't use, and she went off of that. So she told me that she was a little concerned about the fact that I was keeping in like the vitamin E, the flaxseed oil, and there was a omega fish oil combination thing that I take. And she was concerned about that. So I've decided I'm going to remove that from my regimen. The other thing she reminded me to do was read Pounds and Inches. Read it. I've read it, but everybody tells you read it, reread it, and then reread it again, and then reread it again. So she said, reread it because you don't digest everything the first time the first time you read it. And I was like, well, that's probably true. There's probably things that I did miss. And it serves as a reminder that you're not always going to lose pounds. And it, just to kind of memorize how the diet works and what you're going to go through. So at lunch today, I did reread it. I skimmed through parts of it that don't really apply to me, but I noticed that there is a very small section in there that talks about diuretics. Well, I take a daily diuretic, a prescription diuretic, because I retain water really bad. It said not to do that on this protocol. It can cause negative results. So I talked to her later on about that, and she was like, oh, yeah, get off of that. And as long as you're not retaining water, don't take it. And Dr. Simeone in the book says that if you drink enough water, you're less likely to retain water. Your body will retain water when you're not drinking enough water. So it made sense to me. It is a prescription, but I'm going to cut that out of my daily regimen also. It shouldn't cause any kind of problems. It's just the fact that my hands and my feet get really bloated. My face gets bloated. And I did not take it today. I hadn't taken my vitamins or my medicine before I had read that. So when I read that, I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to take those then. So I didn't take it today, and my hands and my feet didn't swell. So maybe he's right. He's a doctor, so maybe so. Anyway, let's see, what else? I think the only thing is that just reread the book. If you're doing this on your own, there's a Yahoo group, dieters, HCG Dieters group on Yahoo that has some really informative people on there. So if you're doing it by yourself, join that group so that you can at least ask questions if you have any. Or do the diet. If you're thinking about doing the diet, try to get a buddy to do it with you. It seems like if you have somebody that is kind of going through the same thing as you are, it makes it easier. I don't have anybody that's doing the diet with me. And the girl that got me interested we don't actually hang out together. She's just somebody that I know through work. So I didn't really have anybody to talk to. Well, I was talking to her, and I found out there's several other people at my job that are actually doing the diet, and nobody wants to talk about it because people have such a negative reaction when they don't know everything about it. So I went and talked to them, and now we're going to hold each other accountable. It makes it a little easier when you know that there's somebody else that's going through what you're going through, and you can talk to them about it. So I highly recommend that. And read Pounds and Inches. Read Mark Trudeau's book, The Weight Loss Cure. Just go out there and absorb as much information as you can. I've seen it. This diet works. I've only been on it for a week, and I haven't lost as much as other people have lost. But after seeing her, it really solidified my commitment to this diet. She looked amazing when I saw her. It was incredible. So if you're doing the diet, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you're doing good. Send me an email. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you to know how y'all are doing. And, just stick to it. All right? That's all I have. See y'all tomorrow. Bye, guys.